The Basilica of Sant'Andrea here in the city of Mantua is one of the most celebrated examples of Italian Renaissance architecture. It was designed by the great Leon Battista Alberti in 1472 and embodies the principles of classical Greco-Roman architecture. Alberti raises the entire facade onto a podium base here with these stairs. And then he breaks up the facade into 3 vertical bays, the central of which has that semicircular arch, and then the 2 lateral instead, this arrangement of door, niche, and window. And unifying the entirety of this facade is that giant order pilaster, the first ever use of this type of element in Renaissance architecture, supporting that squat triangular pediment, which of course is typical of Greek facades. Now, the most important thing about this facade is that it serves not only as a facade to the church, but also as a porch, because it's pushed off one bay from the actual facade wall behind it and ultimately prepares the visitor for what they're going to find inside of the church. And the interior of Sant'Andrea is simply spectacular. It consists of a single nave covered by this massive barrel vault and flanked on either side by this arrangement of chapels and edicules. And if the interior of Sant'Andrea reminds you of the interior of St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, that's because this is one of the churches that would influence Michelangelo's later architecture. The crossing and the transept of the church were added in later centuries by an architect named Filippo Giuvada. But you'll notice this rather distinct balustrade, which marks the exact spot of the basilica's most sacred relic, which is the blood of Christ, located underneath in the crypt. Here in the crypt of Sant'Andrea, you can find that reliquary that contains the blood of Jesus Christ. How did it get here? Well, tradition maintains that it was actually Saint Longinus himself, the Roman centurion there at the crucifixion, who collected the earth upon which Jesus' blood spilled and brought it here to Mantua. But that the blood was lost in later centuries, and eventually Saint Andrew himself, or Sant'Andrea, revealed the location of this relic to 2 people from Mantua, hence the naming of the church after Saint Andrew. And if all of that is not enough to convince you to visit the Basilica of Sant'Andrea, then how about the tomb of Andrea Mantegna, who was brought to Mantua as court artist in 1460 by Ludovico Gonzaga, and who would spend the next half-century here as that court painter and eventually die in 1506, and his sons would in fact entomb him here in the great basilica, and this chapel serves as his memorial. And remember to like this video and to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Rocky's Italy, so that you don't miss out on any of this great content that we're filming here in Italy and publishing weekly.